guys, it's Miss Larissa, and today we have a special science lesson planned. Today we're going to learn all about flowers. And to do that, we have to talk a bit, but then we're going to plant our own flowers to watch grow. So, for flowers, what are flowers? Does anyone know what they are? That's right. Flowers grow outside in the yard and in the grass. Flowers are just pretty plants that we use for decoration, and some of them we use for more than decorations. So, today we're going to learn about the parts of a flower. And if you look at my graph here, we have the parts of a flower. So, in the middle of the flower, and the little yellow part that you see that doesn't have petals, those are where our seeds are stored. Does anyone know what seeds are? That's right. Seeds are what we use to grow new flowers and new plants. You'll plant them in the ground and then a new flower will sprout up. And that's how we're going to plant our flowers today, are using seeds. Does anyone know what these orange things are called that are around the middle part with the seeds? That's right. They're called petals. Good job. So petals are the pretty things that people like to look at of the flower. They can be different colors from orange, red, blue, and some flowers have lots of petals, and some flowers don't even have more than one petal. It just depends on the type of flower. Does anyone know what this long green stick is called? That's right, it's called the stem. And the stem is the way that the flower gets the water from the ground up into the petals and the seeds to keep itself hydrated, just like we do. But we call our straws that we use to drink out of a cup. Does anyone know what this is called? That's right, it's called a leaf, and the leaves are where some of the extra water is stored. You may see leaves on the trees, and these are just like leaves on flowers. They store water for the plant to keep and grow big and strong. Does anyone know what these parts down in the dirt are called? Good job, they're called roots, and the roots are what they use to get whenever it rains and water goes down into the dirt. The roots take the water from the dirt and they pull it up into the stem and then up into the flower to keep the water hydrated. So, today the life cycle of the flowers that we're going to go over is, for the first step, they start out as seeds. These little tiny, tiny, itty bitty dots. Some seeds are really, really tiny, you can't even see them very well, and then some seeds are big. Our flower seeds today, you can see them in your hand, and I'll show you in a few minutes. So they start out as seeds, and whenever you plant them, they use 3 things to grow into a sprout. Can anyone tell me what those 3 things might be? That's right, they use water to grow big and strong, they use food to grow big and strong, and they use sunlight to grow big and strong. And once they get big and strong, they start sprouting up little green things in the dirt, and you'll see we'll call these sprouts. And so once our sprout is up in the dirt, then it'll use water, food, and sunlight to grow even bigger and grow into our full flower. Now, where do you think the plants get the flowers? That's right, they get them from the water of the dirt whenever it rains, or if we have plants inside our house, we'll water them ourselves, that way they'll get the water. How do you think plants get food? Do you think they eat cheeseburgers or go to McDonald's like we do to get food? No, that would be silly, wouldn't it? So where do we think they get their food? Well, it's kind of different for flowers. So flowers that are outside, they'll get their food from the dirt as well, because that's just the way nature has it. They feed themselves from the dirt. But when we have flowers inside, it's really hard for them to get food from our dirt that we have. So we use a special ingredient called fertilizer and plant food. And that'll help keep our flowers fed and make sure they grow big and strong, and you can get it at the stores. So we'll add some plant food to our flowers today to make sure they stay well fed, as well as water to make sure they stay hydrated. Now, what was the 3rd thing I mentioned? Can anyone remember? That's right, it was called sunlight. And so to get sunlight, the flowers outside, they get it every day whenever the sun rises all the way down until the sun sets. And when you have a flower inside, like we're going to have to, you're going to want to place it in a windowsill. That way it can get the sunlight coming through the window. That way it gets its sunlight and grows big and strong, just like you. So, for our steps to grow our flower, we're going to follow these 6 steps. Okay? So for step 1, we're going to take our cup and we're going to add some dirt. So let's do it with me, okay? So the things we needed, remember, were seeds, water, a cup, some dirt, and a nice window to put our seeds in. And today, we're going to be planting American daisies. So, you take your cup for the first step, and you set it down, and then you take some of your dirt, like we have, and you take you a little bit and put it in your cup. I'm going to fill mine about halfway full for this. So just like this. So that was part of step one. So now we have our cup, and we added our dirt, and that means we now have a cup with dirt. So, for step number two, we're going to take our cup with dirt and we're going to add our seeds. So I'm going to open my pack of seeds and I'll show you just how tiny these seeds are. These ones aren't very tiny, but you can see them. See, they look just like little pieces of wood. So, now I'm going to stick my seeds in my dirt. And so now we have completed step two. We took our cup of dirt and we added our seeds. And so that means now we have seeds in our cup of dirt. Good job. What step are we on next? What comes after two? That's right. Step three comes after step two. So for step three, we're going to take our seeds in our cup of dirt that we have from step two, and we're going to add. Yes, we're going to add. We're going to add a little bit more of dirt on top of our seeds, okay? So take you a little handful and cover up your seeds in your glass. Don't put too much more dirt in, okay? You still want to be able to see. You just want to cover your seeds, but you don't want to cover them up too much. Just like this, okay? So, for step three, we took our seeds in our cup of dirt and we added some more dirt. And what does that mean we have now? That means we have seeds in a cup of dirt. And you shouldn't be able to see your seeds at all, okay? Make sure to look at your glass and you can't see your seeds. So now we're on to, what step? Step four. Good job. So for step four, we're going to take our seeds in our cup of dirt and we're going to add what is known as H2O. Now what do you think H2O is? That's right. That's a good guess. It is something that we drink, but what exactly is it that we drink? That's right, it is water. We call water H2O in the science world. So this is my cup of water, and what I'm going to do, because it says I'm going to add water, I'm going to water my seeds. I'm going to put just a little bit in there to make sure they have water. So for step four, we took our seeds in our cup of dirt, and we added, what was that science term? H2O. Good. We added our H2O, that's also known as water, and now we have our watered seeds in our cup of dirt. Oh, we're getting close to the end. So for step five, we take our watered seeds in our cup of dirt, and what do you think we're going to do now to get sprouts? That's right, we're going to wait. It won't happen in the next few minutes. We have to wait a while, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to wait every day and we're going to check and see if our sprouts are growing up, and we're going to keep a log in our journal. So every day we're going to draw our cup and we're going to draw just what we see in our cup. So today what we see is, what do we see? That's right, we just see a cup of dirt and we see some water. So tomorrow, do you think we'll have sprouts? I'm not sure if we will. We'll have to check back and see tomorrow. But for step five, you just give it a little bit of time and then you'll have sprouts in your cup. And then what do you all think the last step is? What step number is that? That's right, it's step 6. And what do we think is going to happen in step 6 according to the pictures? That's right, we're going to take our sprouts when they eventually grow, and what are we going to do? We're going to add, and what are we going to add? We're going to add more time. We're going to wait some longer. And then what are we going to have in our cup after we wait longer? We're going to have our flowers. So remember, we're going to keep our daily journal log, and we're going to see just how our flower grows every day until it's big and beautiful just like you are. So remember, all the parts of the flower. Our flower is going to have roots down in our cup, and you should be able to see some of your roots, how it's getting its water. It's going to have a stem to suck the water up from the roots. It's going to have leaves to store the water in. It's going to have seeds in the middle, and it's going to have these big, beautiful petals that you're going to love to look at. And then, after a while, whenever the flower gets old and falls apart and withers, we're going to take the seeds, and then you can replant them and grow another flower. The life cycle will just keep going, and we'll have all the prettiest daisies, just like you are. All right, so that was our science lesson today with Miss Larissa. I hope you all enjoyed, and I can't wait to see your flowers. Bye!